You've got to tune to KEXP, listener-powered radio at 90.3 FM in Seattle. We're streaming around the world at KEXP.org. I'm Cheryl Waters down here in the KEXP studios with U.S. Girls. Welcome.
Thank you.
It is so wonderful to have you here. Absolutely love the new album, In a Poem Unlimited, and love to hear some songs.
Okay, here we go.
U.S. Girls live on KEXP. Tonight they're playing here in Seattle at the Sunset Tavern.
Age of Plastics. This song's written by Simone Schmidt, not U.S. Girls. 1, 2. was all polyester and leopard print and Fabergé coming off the ladies. You know it's a blast to the brightest. How it designs on sea like the backside of some skirt in some old man's dream. I got caught putting off all of my traveling plans for this refined reach out and his memories with hair and ribbons and stockings and buttons, and she rips out of the brakes as the car land goes for less down without a clam. It's the There are scores of us born in the silent spring, whose wombs won't bear anything. He had one for a daughter, and I had one for a son. Now I rock my moon face man. Was it the river on fire that made us what we became? Was it the cup that we drank from? Or what it contained? Does it move to the beat of the or it drown? The fireflies been waiting. Rising ribbons to the clouds overhead, just to speak back down on everyone. Land goes for less down without a plan. That's the I've tried to be patient as I've been made baskets of help from the birds of my devotion's curse. And I know, yeah, I know the man's pain is much worse for the moon and his grace are not waiting. But you see the first one now will later be last. My faith in scripture has come to pass. Now I won't play dumb, and I'm just trying to sing this road. And you give me a river, you tell me to run to land my legs to your narcissist fun. While land still goes for less down without a plan. Making this living just miserable dying. Got a range of plastics, the refinery floor. I got a range of plastics, got nothing more. And I'm done lying. Making this living just miserable dying. While land still goes for less down without a plan. Making this living just miserable dying. Making this living just miserable dying. Making this living just miserable dying.
Oh, that sounds amazing. U.S. Girls are live here in the KEXP studios, and that song Rage of Plastics is on their new album In a Poem Unlimited. And as you mentioned, a Simone Schmidt song as performed as Fiverr.
A good song can be done many ways.
Live in the KEXP studios with U.S. Girls. That was Mad as Hell from In a Poem Unlimited. I read a reviewer call that a bona fide disco glitter bomb. I love that.
I agree. 28 days, average length of a woman's cycle.
She's a woman child, a baby lady. Thinks she's ready for late nights and coming with those late nights. He's a making child, a smart boy praying for blood now and coming with that blood now. Imagine it dripping like a fall. Seeds on an old line. Who wants to save your blood now? And come on with that blood now. Give 'em 3 years, wait for him. Give 'em some time to catch up. In 28 days fly by, and I feel sad. If you could think we could one day try, I'll get down on my knees. I'll beg you please, I'll do anything. I promise you, baby. I do anything. But every month I feel it coming. I can't hide the symptoms of it from you. And doctor, you, and every month we let on a sick ammonia. It's homemaking time. Oh, if you spotted before I do, you always let me know that it's time. And stop telling me the time. And you don't like how I act on you, but you won't give me the cure for you now. You know the cure now. 28 days fly by, and I feel sad. If you could think we could one day try, I'll get down on my knees. I'll beg you please, I'll do anything. I promise you, baby. I'll do anything.
Yay! U.S. Girls live on KEXP. You all sound incredible. Meg, can you introduce this amazing band?
Okay.
There's a lot of them. There's 8 in here.
Okay, Evan Cartwright on drums, Josue on bass, Maximilian Turnbull on guitar, Dennis Pasley, the man on sax, Chris Bezantana on guitar, Jordy Gordon on keyboards and backing vocals, Cassie Richardson on backing vocals, Meg Remy on backing vocals.
You all are making such magnificent music, and it is so fun to see you live. We've been trying to get you in for a long time, schedules not working out in the past, but we've been such longtime fans of your music. Meg, I know you started, it seems like just yesterday, it was like a decade ago as a solo artist, but you are doing it anything but solitary. Now, I heard there were up to 20 or more collaborators on this new record.
Yeah, that's why it sounds so good.
It does sound
It takes a lot of people to make a album sound that good. So,
does it take a lot of trust? It seems like it would be vulnerable to open your music up to so many voices.
I think I've had a decade of preparing for it, and working with my husband is obviously a huge comfort. It's a bit of a shield, so that was helpful. But also, just when you're playing with people that are so good, it's almost like the trust thing's reversed. Like, you're grateful that they trust you, to work on your music or something that's under your name. So I'm grateful.
I was going to ask how it must feel on stage every night to look around and see this kind of talent presenting your music. It must be exhilarating.
It's surreal because I have no real background in music other than just in terms of being, what we're doing now. It seems so... it's like showtime. It has an entertainment value, and there's an academic element to it. It feels like there's such a huge vocabulary that's going on in the music, and I'm just a punk. That's how I started. And so, but it's something that I've thought that always would happen if I just stuck with it and worked hard, and it's proved correct that you can... achieve your dreams, just like Disney says. Right. Dreams come true.
This project and this record seems like a celebration of your musical family and your Toronto music community. Toronto has really served you well in your artistic endeavors. Tell me a little bit about that community.
It's massive. People, I don't think, give Canada in general the respect it deserves. I think there's I think there's a problem because it's competing with the huge content beast, culture beast that is the U.S. So it's kind of always in this tug of war with it when really it's its own thing. And Toronto's such a huge, diverse place, and one of the large cities that you can move to in Canada, because there's not a ton of large cities like there is in the States. So you have people coming from all over, and there's just so many different little zones of music going on. And I've been lucky to kind of dip into a lot of them and pull people out. The main backing band on the album is the Cosmic Range, which is an instrumental group from Toronto that if you just looked at each individual in that band, there would be like a whole diagram that would come from each person that would stem back. For some people, the sax player in that group is Andy Haas from Martha and the Muffins. So it's like, it goes back super far. And that's what I was hoping would come from this record, partially, is people finding out about all the people that worked on it. Because with the internet, you can just Google someone's name or put it into Bandcamp or whatever, and all this stuff will come up. And that's why I think everyone should be looking at the liner notes of records and Googling people, because if you like how a record sounds, you're probably going to like those people's music as well.
It must be incredible to dip into that talent pool. And you're right, when you start looking up all these musicians, you can just go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, there's endless music. I mean, that's what's crazy about it. There's so much music from the past to listen to, but still new things being made all the time. It's exciting.
Well, I love the way you incorporate such beautiful sounds in your record, and the music is so joyous and celebratory. You've got some very serious messages in your music. You've always had a wonderful narrative style, and I feel like, from my standpoint, listening to this record, well, this is true of all your records, I think, that women are at the emotional core of this record. And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about some of the characters that inhabit this record.
Well, I mean, I'm a woman, so it's the perspective I can write from the most, and it's still a limited perspective. So it's not an all-encompassing of all women in any way. But some of the, the characters are all over the place, but they're all me at the heart of it. But you have like, Velvet for Sale is a woman who's her friend's trying to convince her to buy a gun because she's sick of being scared walking down the street, which is, I think, something that all women, no matter where you're from or your age, you can relate to that feeling of being vulnerable just because of how you were born, basically. What other songs are there? Mad as Hell that we played is a song that came about during the election, which is, everyone was going on about Trump, which I understand, but I was, and everyone was preparing to mourn Obama's leaving, and I didn't feel that way because of when you looked at the military spending that he participated in and continued upping, and so that song's about looking where your tax dollars go and being upset that, being upset that we're being fed these facades. It's the American way. It's all about a facade, and then there's like a rotten the whole house is being eaten by termites behind it. And how I'm really sick of that, and I'm really frustrated with it. And I think that we can handle the truth, and the only way that we can change things is by getting to the truth. I don't know. You want me to keep going on about all these people?
That's a good
There's
start.
a lot of
As you said, you can just get lost in looking into it. There's so much to dig into. I definitely recommend people check out the new record.
I mean, I would rather there be too much than not enough.
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like to have longevity in your career, you're constantly changing and evolving, which you've done over the course of the last decade. Are you already thinking of new ideas for new records?
Yeah, I want to make like my Frank Sinatra record.
Well, bring it back here. We'd love to have you perform it on KEXP.
Okay, sounds good.
We've been live here in the studios with U.S. Girls. Tonight they play at the Sunset Tavern. Tomorrow night they'll be at Mississippi Studios in Portland, then heading down on Thursday night playing at the Rickshaw in San Francisco. Thanks for making time today.
Thank you for having all of us and for letting us do laundry.
Yes, so we're so happy to have you here in our great new studios.
It's wonderful here.
This is U.S. Girls live on KEXP Seattle.
Great.
That was incredible. That's it. Now you can put your stuff on the spin cycle.
Discover new music at listenerpowered KEXP.org.